This video is sponsored by Bloom and its new Bloom coffee machine. Stick around till the end of this video to learn more. Apple's fall event, where we usually get new iPhones and Apple Watches, that's just 1 month away. And if you want to know how I know that, well, it's because Mark Gurman recently said that he is expecting the event to be held on September 12th or 13th of this year. But I already knew that, or at least I think I already know that, because Apple typically holds this event in the first 2 weeks of September. I personally have been thinking Tuesday, September 12th, although there have been some rumors suggesting that it could be the 13th. And one of those comes from a report that wireless carriers have been blocking off employees' calendars from taking time off, which that's strange to me. I can't anticipate wireless carriers being so busy on the day iPhones are announced. I can imagine a launch that would be, later on, and then maybe pre-orders later that week. Sure, I can expect an influx of traffic, but the day of the announcement, little weird, but hey, I don't work at a wireless carrier, so I don't know. So what exactly will you be able to pre-order? Well, obviously new iPhones, and that includes the iPhone 15, the 15 Plus, 15 Pro, and the Pro Max. And if you're interested in any of those, well, you can expect some pretty big changes. And so we'll start with the iPhone 15. That's gonna have less big flashy changes, but still some pretty decent updates. And so there are two kind of major visual changes, and number one being that the dynamic island is now going to be across all of the phones, and so you should expect to see that hole punch and pill-shaped cutout. That does have functionality. Whether or not you think it's useful, that's a different story, but it is functional as opposed to other phones that have a hole punch cutout for the camera and it doesn't really do anything else besides, well, allow you to take pictures. The iPhone 15 could also have a new power-efficient OLED display, but we're not expecting ProMotion to make its way down to the standard models. That's still going to be a top-tier Pro or Pro Max. Side note, I'm hoping we call the Pro Max the Ultra now, but again, the names are kind of unclear, so I'm still going to refer to it as the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max. Now, USB-C, also expected to be on all iPhone 15 models, but the standard ones are going to have a little bit of an asterisk next to it because we're kind of expecting USB 3.2 speeds with the Pro models, which is kind of the same thing as Lightning, so there's really not going to be a huge difference there, besides the fact that you're going to have to spend money on new cables because it's going to be a USB-C port. There's also a rumor that the back of the iPhone 15 will go from glossy glass to the frosted glass, which is what we currently have on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. I do want to preface by saying that rumor to me is a little bit shaky because usually when it comes to colors, which was going to be my next update, those colors are bright and you kind of don't get that same level of brightness with frosted glass unless they're able to figure out a way. But the colors that we are expecting are bright pink and blue alongside the standard black, white, and product red color options that are available. I'm not saying it's impossible to do bright colors on frosted glass, but that's kind of why the gloss has that appeal for those standard models, and those colors are a lot brighter and more vibrant. Obviously different shades and all of that, but I'm still a little suspect on that rumor particularly, but again, I like the frosted glass, I like the glossy glass, so I personally do not care. So if we move on to the Pro models now, a little bit of a bigger upgrade here with the actual form factor, as we are expecting a slight redesign and also a move to a titanium frame over the current stainless steel that we have now. Obviously, I mentioned USB-C, but we are expecting faster USB-C ports for the Pro models. Not entirely sure if Apple plans to make it Thunderbolt or not, but I am personally anticipating Thunderbolt, which would be in line with the faster speeds. Also, expecting the 15 Pro to get a faster A17 chip and a new periscope lens to allow for 6x optical zoom, which as of right now, if you have a Pro phone with a telephoto lens, will only have 3x optical zoom. So obviously you're getting double the optical zoom, which is always welcome. There have also been rumors recently stating that the Pro models could start at 256 gigs of base storage, which right now we start with 128 gigs and we max out at a terabyte. So if we started at 256, you would have a 256 gig, 512, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabyte options. And so I don't know who needs 2 terabytes, but again, File sizes for videos are getting larger. We're taking better quality. We're taking raw video. I mean, all of this stuff for ProRes video. I mean, that all adds up. And so we need better transfer speeds and we need bigger phones. If we switch gears to the Apple Watch, which is obviously the other product we are expecting two models, the Series 9 and the new Apple Watch Ultra, but don't expect a big upgrade here for either one. The Apple Watch Ultra could just really be a performance boost, so a newer chip and a new pink color option. And for the Apple Watch Ultra, we could see a new darker color option, which I am definitely interested in. The Ultra could also be even lighter thanks to a report from Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who says that Apple is actively adopting 3D printing technology. Specifically, some of the titanium mechanical parts of the 2023 Apple Watch Ultra will be made by 3D printers. The components could include the digital crown, the side button, and the action button, as these are really the only mechanical parts of the Apple Watch Ultra. Currently, these titanium parts are CNC machined. Now, as far as surprises go, it's possible that a new Mac or iPad could pop up, but if that were to happen, we would expect an event in October or November, which Apple has been doing over the last couple of years, and so not really expecting those products. It's possible, but just not likely, so something to keep in mind. It's also possible that we get more updates around Apple Vision Pro, the AR VR headset that Apple announced a few months ago at WWDC. It could be one of those things where Apple brings it up throughout the entire keynote, telling you why the iPhone and the Apple Watch and all of these things could integrate with the Apple Vision Pro. And it's also possible that Apple doesn't mention it one bit, which is kind of what I'm expecting. I'm not really holding my breath on new information for the Apple Vision Pro. Now, the event is expected to be pre-recorded, just like the last few years, really ever since COVID. And we will update everyone on how to watch and where to get all of your info, but that part's really obvious because all you have to do is just subscribe to this channel and follow along on macrumors.com or just macrumors on all platforms. When the event becomes official in the next few weeks, I will explain to you how you can watch it and all of that. Now, before we end today's video, I am going to throw it over to a different Dan wearing a different shirt and a slightly different set to talk about today's sponsor, XBloom, and the XBloom coffee machine. This is a capsule machine, but trust me, it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. This is a sleek and modern machine that's perfect for those who appreciate finer coffee moments. And guess what? The experts agree. It's the first machine that truly embodies the essence of third wave coffee. Now, my first impressions of this machine is that it is incredibly sturdy and very well built. Created by two Apple veterans, its elegant geometric forms and premium metallic finish is definitely a countertop statement, or just simply put, it looks amazing. These pods that the machine uses contain 15 grams of freshly roasted whole beans. Their curated marketplace features top roasters from the US, Canada, and Europe with new releases all the time. Each coffee is dialed in with its detailed brewing recipe in the NFC tag on the bottom of the pod to bring out the best flavors, and the biodegradable material made from sugarcane is the sweet finishing detail. It's super intuitive to use. There's no complicated screens or buttons, just scan, pour, and tap. Usually it takes even a professional 5 to 10 tries to get the coffee's flavors right. All of those are taken care of and stored in the NFC, and XBloom is able to execute it perfectly every time. You can guarantee that you're now drinking this particular cup of coffee at its finest flavor. I can't believe I was drinking sometimes stale coffee for years, and I'm never going back to an old filtered drip machine coffee ever again. The XBloom offers so much versatility. You can use it as a standalone grinder, personalize your own recipes, and explore different specialty coffees without committing to a whole bag. So whether you're an experienced coffee lover or just starting your coffee journey, the XBloom is a game changer. Trust me, once you taste the difference, there's no going back. Cheers to a new way of enjoying coffee.